Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to Nerd Heaven. This is just another one of those in-between, behind-the-scenes, extra bonus kind of things that I do occasionally in between the main podcast episodes. The reason I'm doing this is because we just had an interesting announcement. It's a new computer game called Stargate Timekeepers. Now, there's been an interesting history of the Stargate franchise in terms of video games. There's been a lot of failed projects that have started but haven't properly got off the ground, and I don't think anything's really ever been released other than a couple of mobile games. So this one is going to be a real-time strategy, and it is being developed, it's being published by a UK-based publisher called Slitherine. I'm assuming that is a bit of a Harry Potter reference to the Slitherine house, but they've added an E, so it's Slitherine. Of course, there could be no connection at all. I really don't know. So, yeah, Stargate Timekeepers. Now, the name is interesting. It kind of suggests to me that maybe there's going to be some time manipulation or time travel involved in the story, which could be interesting. Stargate has certainly done a lot of stuff with time over the years. So, yeah, the trailer was about 30 seconds, and it didn't really reveal much. It was essentially an animation of the gate dialing. Now, a lot has been said about this trailer, because at the end when the gate opens, it does not have the proper sound effect for the gate engaging and the wormhole opening up. And that has a lot of people concerned. I'm not too worried. I mean, it is just a teaser trailer, a very early concept. I would like to hope that by the time they're actually making the game that they're going to get that kind of stuff right. But I guess we have to wait and see. Now, in terms of the story, we're told that it follows Commander Eva McCain and her team as they go on adventures, and it's going to be following on from the SG-1 episode Lost City. It's going to be very much related to the battle with Anubis over Antarctica. And that sounds like a great starting off point for a game, I think. Lost City really was the highlight, I think, for SG-1. Like, that was its peak. So I think it's a good starting off launching point to continue exploring things from there. And I think it's interesting to just pick a new team. It means that they can develop their own characters. They don't have to pay massive bucks to try and get people like Richard Dean Anderson and Amanda Tapping and Michael Shanks and Christopher Judge, all them. They can cast brand new actors in these roles. I think this concept will also work quite well in terms of the genre, which is real-time strategy. Now, when I think of real-time strategy, I think of games like Age of Empires and the old original Warcraft, where you've got your little people and you click on them and they say, yes, sir, and you give them an instruction like, chop wood over here on this forest or attack this person. And they say, yes, sir, and off they go. I don't know if that's really what real-time strategies are these days. Obviously, they're going to be a lot more 3D and all that kind of stuff. But I do think, an SG team lends itself quite well to that. Please excuse my phone. Because you've got your 4 characters. You can click on each one. You can give them an instruction, what to do. It may be, if you're in combat, then, you instruct them to fight. But there's a lot of other things. You could instruct, your Daniel-like character to investigate some ruins or all sorts of things. So I think there's a lot of possibilities that they could design into this thing. So what I'm really hoping from it is a good story. I want to see some really good writing, some ongoing character development for these new characters. I want them to become fleshed out and just as real to me as, Jack and Sam and Daniel and Teal'c. And if they get some good writers on board this project, I think that is definitely a possibility. Obviously, you would want some entertaining gameplay to go along with that, because it's not just a TV show or a book. It is a game. It is meant to be interactive. But yeah, for me, the story and the writing and the characters are a huge part of it. I go to games for story. That is what I enjoy about them. So if a game has a good story, I'm probably going to like it. Yeah, so that is kind of all we know about it so far. We do know that Slitherine have produced a whole bunch of games. One of them is a Battlestar Galactica game, and I had a quick look at some gameplay of that on YouTube, and it looks pretty slick. So I think these guys could pull this off, and I'll be very interested to see more about this project as time goes on. Will I be able to play it? Well, that depends if they're willing to support, the old basic onboard Intel graphics card, because that's what we've got in our laptop. Or if they're willing to support Linux. Those are my two options for playing PC games. I don't play much PC games. And they're not going to put out a PlayStation 3 version, even if they do decide to support consoles. But yeah, very interesting times. I'll be keen to learn more about Stargate Timekeepers as further information is released. I'll catch you on Monday for the next proper episode of the podcast, where we'll be talking about the next episode of Stargate Universe. Catch you then. Live long and prosper. Make it so.